Hi, Sam Tolbert from Sound of Joy Music Services, and this is the Skype lesson for this following past week of God Made Something Beautiful Out of My Life. It's originally in the key of A flat, but we're transposing it down to the key of G for this lesson. Opening for all my lessons is with the scale, starting off with the G above middle C, pause, and then back down. Then one more time, pause, and then back down. Very good. Again, we have you do the same thing with the left hand because when you're doing gospel music, your hands have to be fluid when you're playing these type of chords. Again, the G, 2 octaves below middle C, which put you here. This is for the left hand only. Here we go, and pause, and then back. One more time. Whichever way is comfortable for you. All right, that's our warm-up exercise. Get your hands ready. Now, we started with the intro of the song. So we had that chords first in the right hand. Once again, this is just a review, summary from what the chords that we covered. Slowing it down. And the next voice. And then the end. That G7 we talked about, inversion. And back to the rest. We added the bass with that. Remember the A to the B to the D. Then down with the G to the F. Now back to the A, to the B, to the C, and that A7th, the G7th with a D bass. C back to the C bass for the chord. So we encourage you to start off slowly at first until you can catch the actual rhythm of the song. The bass chords, that's what we covered on the lesson. We started going through some of the verse. Now, it's being that it's a gospel song, it has a bit of an actual, what we call the gospel bounce to it. So we gave you these chords to be able to bounce with. G, C, and G. Very basic. What could be here. And we gave it the bounce to it. Right. So again, working off that bounce, just 2 chords with that little run. that's that one. Then we gave you the run that they're using in the song. Now, the run which we said would have to be flawless when played and end with a chord. Right hand. And we also requested that you keep your hands close to the chords, so that your hands are right there. It doesn't have to be where you're constantly going up and down. This is why we have you practice scales. It could be an octave in G, or it could be just let that be the bottom. As you can see, it's all fluid. It's done with timing. Just to review, I'm just changing octaves. Good to use the entire 88 keys. Okay. We didn't cover much of the verse. That's going to be for our next lesson, but I'll give you some of those chords that are in there. You've got the bounce already. I'm going to give you that A seventh chord. And what makes it a seventh, this is the A natural chord, in which adding that seventh note and resolve to a D seventh, which makes it a D seventh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This makes it a seventh chord. Just an inversion. So practice A seventh, just as you see me form it here. A, E, G, A. In this case, C sharp, because we're in the key of G, E, and the G, and resolve to that D seventh. So you have here, again, keeping your hands close to the keys makes transitioning to those chords a lot easier. Okay, that's for the next lesson. All right. There was another song we went to. Oh, yes, we went to also. This is part of the summary from our Skype lesson into I Love to Praise His Holy Name. We kept it in G because that was the key which you had requested. And we had you learn the melody first. This guy, I love to praise him. Very basic. Then to the D, C, B flat, G, and we gave you the A natural. Gave you the F sharp. Staying within the scale. We gave you the chords again. Very basic. Again, there's that D seventh. Then back to the here's the walk down chords we gave you. Now that's the B on the bottom for your bass, F. In this case, we'll say B flat, make it a little more simpler. D, C, E on the right hand, A, C, D bass on the left hand, D, G, and B flat. do the inversion, which is the G minor chord. That's an inversion down. And here's that D seventh again. And we had to resolve into a G seventh. That little sixth note in there. So now, like most songs, when you start doing a gospel song, you want to try to embellish on some of the chords, some of the more jazzier tones. We're going to cover that in our next lesson, but I'm going to give you a preview, something you can practice with. I want you to be able to use this chord while that melody is going. There we go. That's the chord I wanted. So I wanted this chord, and then this chord. If you got my chord workbook from my site, you will know immediately what that chord is called. It's plus something. I know what it is, but I want you to look it up. It's in the D chord chart in my workbook. This chord is called, it's on the first page. There we go. I want you to put that ninth chord in there. That'll be covered on our next lesson. All right. That ends our Skype summary.